17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. Attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The 3-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
On foot going towards 2nd Street.
Then you see a pack of Hells Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars, because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined the street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back, "Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you." I said, "Well, go talk to them. Find out what they want." And they came back, they go, "They want to talk to you."
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007, wound up going into Buckhannon 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we got a lot to talk about. It seems like there's something going on every single day with one of these motorcycle clubs. I mean, it wouldn't be right if it wasn't, right? Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate everything you do. SNS, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. Got 15 people in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks. I appreciate every single person that takes time to watch this show. Path Killer, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Shout out to your lunch break. If you're taking the time on your lunch break, it's very much appreciated. If you guys want to donate, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Stacks. Every single dollar helps. It goes a long way. I put all the money I get right back into the show, so I can bring you the best content possible. And if you want to be a guest on the show and tell your story, just hit up my email at billstacks2021, and I'll let you tell your story. Or if you have videos or anything you want to send me, hit up the email, and I appreciate it. So today, we're going to be talking about the Pagans. So 4 Pagans were arrested for chasing down a woman, allegedly, and firing shots at her car. Men arrested in a multi-county pursuit believed to be members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. So I wrote something to go with this, and I hope you guys like it. So Midnight Riders, the Pagan Pursuit in the hills of West Virginia. This is June 8th, 2025. At 1:11 a.m., the Appalachian night was quiet until it wasn't. A woman, alone in her car on a winding country road near Lost Creek, sped through the darkness, headlights bouncing over the dips and curves of the rural back roads. Panic gripped her as she dialed 911, her voice trembling. "They're shooting at me," she said. "They jumped me. The Pagans, 4 of them, on bikes. They're following me." That single call triggered a fast-moving pursuit that would snake through the heart of Harrison County and end with flashing lights, firearms drawn, and 4 men face down on the pavement, all of them reportedly wearing the signature colors of America's most feared outlaw motorcycle clubs, the Pagans. At 1:15 a.m. in Buckhannon Pike, Harrison County, deputies with the Harrison County Sheriff's Department were already mobilizing when the call came in. Shots fired, a woman in distress, bikers involved. It was the kind of situation that ramped up adrenaline fast. Within minutes, patrol units zeroed in on the four motorcyclists roaring northbound on Interstate 79. Their riders dressed in unmistakable pagan motorcycle cuts. They were flying, one deputy would later say, with no hesitation and no regard for the law or anyone else on the road. Blue lights flashed, sirens wailed, but the bikers didn't stop. Instead, they dropped gears and opened throttle, peeling off the interstate into Buckhannon Pike, engines howling against the still night air. The chase was on. At 1:20 a.m., four riders, later identified as Stephen Watson, 30, Chance Poland, 31, and Nicholas Fetty, 37, and Richard Cox, zigzagged through the narrow roads, trying to shape the deputies of Harrison County. The lead deputy spotted one of them, Poland, reach into the saddle compartment of his motorcycle. Seconds later, something was tossed into the darkness, glinting briefly in the moonlight before disappearing into the splash of the nearby river. He threw a gun, deputies reported on the radio. Repeat, one of the suspects tossed a firearm. The chase continued another 2 miles. Deputies navigating hairpin turns and gravel kicks in pursuit of four bikes. Then suddenly the riders began to slow. Whether they realized they couldn't outrun the law or simply running out of road, it remains unclear. But the pursuit ended quickly as it began. Officers surrounded them, guns drawn, orders shouted. At 1:30 a.m., the arrest. One by one, the men were pulled off their bikes. Deputies reported each of them wearing Pagan MC cuts, leather vests stitched with the notorious logo on it. All four of them were found armed. The men didn't say much. They didn't have to. Their jackets said enough. Watson, Portland, Fetty, and Cox, all now suspects in what authorities described as a multi-county criminal investigation that may have started with violent encounter in Lewis County and escalated into a highway pursuit involving gunfire and gang retaliation. By daylight, the story was already spreading. Sheriff Robert Matheny issued a brief statement to the media. Our deputies engaged in a pursuit following shots fired call that originated in Lewis County. Suspected vehicles fled. 4 individuals were detained and charged with fleeing. We're working closely with Lewis County to determine what exactly initiated the encounter. The arrest rattled the community and drew fresh attention to the Pagan Motorcycle Club's growing footprint in rural West Virginia. Though all 4 men were booked into the North Central Regional Jail overnight, records show none of them were in custody by Monday. As the investigators of Harrison and Lewis counties pieced together what happened in those critical early morning hours, one thing's for certain. It wasn't just a routine chase. It was a flashpoint, another dark chapter in the uneasy relationship between outlaw biker clubs and law enforcement in America's heartland. And in a state where the mountains remember everything, the roar of those midnight engines won't be forgotten anytime soon. So it says, this is the original article. CLARKSBURG, West Virginia, 4 men charged in Harrison County for allegedly fleeing law enforcement over the weekend, believed to be members of the Pagan Motorcycle Club. According to criminal complaints obtained by the news on Monday, Stephen Watson, 30, Chance Poland, 31, Nicholas Fetty, 37, and Richard Cox were each charged with misdemeanor fleeing from an officer in Harris County. So that's all they were charged with, is the misdemeanor fleeing. Complainant said that deputies in Harris County Sheriff's Department were alerted to reports of shots fired in Lost Creek just after 1 p.m. on Saturday. They learned that a woman was reportedly jumped by a couple of pagans and that 4 bikers were following her car and shooting at it. The complainant said deputies saw the motorcyclist on Interstate 79 and Buckhannon Pike in Harris County wearing pagan vests, and they ignored deputies attempting to pull them over on Buckhannon Pike and Studs Run Road. Deputies said while pursuing the 4 motorcyclists, Poland could be seen retrieving a handgun from his saddlebag compartment on the motorcycle and threw it into a river. Deputies chased the 4 motorcycles approximately 2 miles before they were all stopped. The complainant said all 4 suspects had pagan vests and firearms on their possession when placed into custody. As of Monday, none of them were being held in jail. So the original, now that was the second article that came out, but this is the original. Harrison County Sheriff Robert Metheny II has issued a statement regarding the vehicle pursuit that began in Lewis County. The Harrison 911 call showed that the pursuit was called in at 1:11 a.m. Sunday at Buckhannon Pike. The statement, in which was emailed to the news, included the following statement. We were made aware of the incident that occurred in Lewis County. Our units attempted to stop the suspected vehicle, which fled. The suspects were subsequently detained and charged with fleeing. Investigation is ongoing in Lewis County and what initiated contact with the suspects. The sheriff specified via text that 3 individuals were arrested for misdemeanor vehicular fleeing, and they were in the corrections database during that time. They have been out of it since recently. Currently shows that 30-year-old Stephen Watson, 31-year-old Chance Poland, and 37-year-old Nicholas Fetty were all booked into North Central Regional Jail overnight on charges. The email goes on to say that Harrison County Sheriff's Office is cooperating with authorities in Lewis County. There's no other information that will be released at this time, but updates will be provided as they become available. So things are not looking good for these guys. I mean, things are popping off all over the country. Down there in one cast was on today asking why people, why the MC aren't standing up against rioters. I said because they are already on the radars of all law enforcement. Yeah, they are not going to do that. They're not going to stand up to the rioters. They're not going to do that. I mean, since when did you ever see motorcycle clubs come together? When? I don't think there's been not one time. Morning, guys. Pagans and the Outlaws making the news a lot these days. I see the government coming for the 1% club somehow. 100%. I think it's a bad look that they keep popping up in the news like this. Path Killer, thank you for getting a membership. I really appreciate it. You will not be disappointed. There's a new interview right now with Bob, former outlaw, and Pee-wee, former Hell's Angel. It's a really good interview. Big Joe, what's going on? Thank you for joining me this morning. A Mountain Woman, how are you? Rob, what's good? Shadow, Rob Benjamin, a.k.a. Shadow. How are you? So there's a couple other things going on in the news. Mark, what's good? Nancy's doing great. She is maintaining. She fucking bit me yesterday. She got me good. Drew blood. It is what it is. So there's a bunch of other situations going on around the country, and we're going to talk about a couple of them. This guy right here. He is so I'll just read it. Man arrested on drug charges amid Newton death investigation. Now, this is in Iowa. We're going to go over to Iowa now. And it's the same name of the town over in North Carolina. It's Newton. A man is charged with controlled substance violation after investigators found approximately 11 pounds of a substance believed to be the Big M at his home. Newton, Iowa. A man is charged with controlled substance violation when they found the Big M in his residence. 11 pounds of it. 53-year-old Jeffrey Allen Stevens is also charged with drug stamp violation and possession of a firearm by a felon. Charges come as federal and local law enforcement officers execute a search warrant at his home in North 4th Avenue East just after 7 p.m. Say that 5 times fast. Monday, as part of an ongoing investigation. Newton police said in a press release during the search, officers discovered a deceased adult in his home who died prior to their arrival, as well as a handgun. Detectives in Newton Police and Iowa Division for Criminal Investigation are working to determine the circumstances of the death. The Office of the state's medical examiner will conduct an autopsy on the body to determine the cause of death in the next coming days. Police do not believe there's an ongoing threat to the community. This is not the first time Stevens has been subject to a drug investigation. Police executed a search warrant in July of 2024 after confidential informants told detectives they had bought the Big M from Stevens. According to the warrant, he would regularly receive pounds of M, and witnesses saw people coming and going from his residence. Court documents say Stevens hung around the Twisted Silence Motorcycle Club. If you guys don't know who that is, it's a support club for the Sons of Silence. He would regularly hang out with the Twisted Silence Motorcycle Club, and investigators observing several members at his house at the time. So, it says in another article that some kind of connection between the two. We're not going to speculate on that. But he's obviously the man around that area, right? But he's looking at a lot of time in prison. So all this stuff is going on, right? They said that they suspect it's the Pagans Motorcycle Club that shot up the clubhouse. It was a shootout or whatever's going on. And I found a picture of them together, the Pagans and the Outlaws with the Mongols. So I don't know. And this is in North Carolina. So could it be the media's spin on things? Could it be they're trying to incite something? Because obviously right here, they're cordial. I don't see any problems. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I got a couple newscasts to show you guys. Let's check them out.
on a shooting that happened in Newton. This happened at a motorcycle club early Sunday morning. Motorcycle club shooting that our Kaylin Hagwood is right now in the process of covering. She is out there gathering elements, including an interview with the police chief. She spoke to the police chief just moments ago. We're going to play this for you in its entirety right now here on WCNC+.
As far as investigations revealing, there was some sort of gathering at the motorcycle club early Sunday morning around 2:09ish. Gunshots were fired. We're still trying to figure out, who shot first, how shots were fired. Gunshots were fired. 2 individuals got struck. 1 did succumb to the gunshot wounds. The other one.
See, their first initial reports was that it was a drive-by, a planned attack, but now they're saying it was an exchange of gunfire, and that there was bullet casings found on the roof. And I got reports that the police were there actively surveilling the scene when all this happened. So the police were aware of this. They were aware of all of it. And I hear that they were recording it. As they were surveilling the scene, they were recording the whole situation. So what's the truth? The police knew exactly what was going on. How come they didn't stop it? Is that not their thing, to stop violence before it happens? Or were they the ones that did the violence? Are the cops the ones that did the shooting? I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's possible that the cops are the ones that did the shooting.
Is currently in the hospital in Charlotte.
Now, do you think this all unfolded within the club?
Craig, what's up, man? How are you? Jimmy, what's good?
As far as we can tell right now, is both inside and outside shots were fired, or should I say inside the premises of the club, not maybe inside the building, but on the rooftop and in the yard, yes.
Slow Ride, what's up?
Do you think these were all people from the same club shooting at each other?
That's a good question for now. The investigation so far, we're trying to figure out motive and who all was involved.
So you think that it is at least possible that it could be someone was shooting at the individuals active?
Possible.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to Biker News Canada. Right after you're done with this stream, go subscribe to Biker News Canada. He has great content. And don't miss the interview that's dropping every single day. Part 2 will drop today. And if you want to watch the whole interview, you can see it right now on the membership. It's really good. It's the first time ever that an ex-Hells Angel and an ex-outlaw are on video chopping it up together. So go check it out. It's a really good interview. You guys don't want to miss it.
Possibility, yes, but that's part of the investigation that we have going on to figure it out.
Okay. And so we also don't have confirmation then, or you can't share right now if it was a possibility of another motorcycle club involved.
That's another thing that we're investigating to try to get our facts before.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. The cops stayed outside when Wiener killed 8 guys in Ontario. The police were surveilling. They said they heard the shots, right? That's insane. And they didn't stop it. They just let it happen. Like, what do they have? A hands-off policy? The Shed-In Massacre. That's right. The police were there outside the barn, and they heard the shots going off, and they didn't even go investigate it or nothing. No, the cops were across the street, Mark. They're saying that the bikers were shooting from the rooftop. Larry, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today.
We make any kind of suggestions or rumors that any other rival clubs are involved in it.
A large police presence to this, not only with your organization, but several agencies, including ATF, SBI, supporting. Why was it important for all of these agencies to come together for this particular investigation?
Well, one, and I'll speak for Catawba County, we have a real good working relationship with all our partners, federal all the way down to the local agencies. And anytime we're a smaller agency, and anytime we see or they see anybody needs assistance, wherever it is, we always try to help out. And this is one of those situations where we know,
I don't think that would happen, Craig, because Junior is still a member of the Mongols, and he's not going to go on with someone that's allegedly out bad. So, I mean, it will never happen. So, I mean, it would be a good one, but it would never happen because he's still a member.
We have any kind of shootings and there's a large number of individuals. We try to get as many resources in there as we can so that we can stop whatever the threat is immediately and then make sure our communities are safe.
About how many shots do you think were fired at this time?
So far, I know we have over 30 shell casings. So, and I don't know the exact number, but I know it's over 30 shell casings that we have so far.
Multiple shooters?
It appears to be.
Do you think that this could have any type of a gang-related activity at this stage?
That's all a part of our investigation. We're trying to figure out if it is or not.
I will say, and I know that this is only day 2 or 3 at this point,
right.
But what we were told over the weekend is that that part of the reason why there was such a large response was because the Outlaws have a history of potentially a gang-related activity, this organization as a whole. Is that your understanding?
Well, we will always take that into consideration. Anybody that we're dealing with, if it's a gang-affiliated organization or whatever it may be, we always take it into consideration. The safety of our folks, our officers, and the safety of our community. We're going to make sure we're as safe as we can be.
Can you talk about the history of this particular organization?
Well, here in the city, we've had a couple incidents at this clubhouse. I think the last one we had was, I believe it was back in November of 2024, where we had an individual that was shot in the street going past the clubhouse. Prior to that, I'm not sure the exact dates, but there's just minor things, calls and things like that for the clubhouse.
Okay. So nothing like what you may have seen on a national scale.
I believe it too, man. Lying through his teeth.
With gang-related activity.
Right. And I don't know what all they do inside the clubhouse. Obviously, we're not inside.
I don't know what they do inside the clubhouse. They know exactly what they do inside the clubhouse. They're across the street watching them. They probably have a wiretap in the building. Come on. They don't know nothing what goes on there.
The clubhouse a lot. So I don't know what occurs inside the clubhouse, but a lot of what we deal with is not anything associated with the clubhouse.
What? A lot of what we deal with doesn't have any association with the clubhouse. Seems he's trying to distance himself, don't you think? Seems a little odd to make a statement like that.
And just want to clarify something. You said it appears that there were people shooting from
what occurs inside the clubhouse.
Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate that.
Is not anything associated with the clubhouse.
And just want to clarify something. You said it appears that there were people shooting from the roof.
It does. We did recover some
100%, Mark.
Roof of the clubhouse.
Is there any message to the community at this point?
Just letting the community know we are doing everything that we can to make sure that we keep our community safe. And if the community has any information, whether it's any information that they can provide by calling in, if they have video surveillance from the area that can give us any kind of leads on anything, the most minute part of it, they may not think is important, could help, solve this incident. So anything that they can provide us, we appreciate it.
At this stage, the 2 victims that you have, are they suspects at this point?
Well, they are not suspects per se. We're trying to figure out motive and what occurred. We don't know who started shooting who or at all who started the shooting. So we're keeping all our options open and hopefully we'll figure it out soon.
And no suspects have been named at this point?
As of now, there's no suspects named and we have made no arrests.
Chief, I have 2 quick follow-up questions.
Yes, sir.
We were told that when the initial officers got on scene that there were several people armed. Did you seize a bunch of weapons, and do you have a count on how many weapons?
We seized a lot of property from the clubhouse itself, just as a part of the investigation. I'm not sure. There were firearms and other things seized. I'm not sure the count of them, but yes, we did seize some firearms.
This morning I counted a half dozen video surveillance cameras around that clubhouse. Were you able to get any surveillance video from?
As of right now, we have search warrants that we're conducting on some of the equipment that we did take out of there. So I don't know what is on those
hey, Raven,
camera systems
what's up?
that we have some of the hard drives for.
What do you want the people in Newton to know tonight?
Well, like I was saying earlier, Newton is a very good community, a safe community, and we take pride in that. Our community takes pride. Community does a lot to make sure that they're safe as a whole themselves. And they help us, they assist us all the way. So we continuously ask for assistance from our community as well. Whether that's calling us, if you heard something, saw something, you have video surveillance at your residence, we ask that you call us and we'll come out and we'll look at it. And if it's something we can use, obviously we'll utilize it. But we just ask for any assistance.
Getting any cooperation from the outlaws over this?
Cooperation, I won't say cooperation. We're still trying to interview people.
You see, that was a little funny statement too. I want to say, what about their informants they probably have in the club? That's why he answered like that. You see how he answered that question?
Obviously, we'll utilize it, but we just ask for any assistance.
Getting any cooperation from the outlaws over this?
Cooperation, I won't say cooperation. We're still trying to interview people.
But you haven't spoken with any of the outlaws? Or?
I personally have not.
Just the informants that are in the club.
About a separate, though unrelated shooting at Catawba County Motorcycle Club. It happened early Sunday morning in Newton, leaving one man dead and another fighting for his life tonight.
Authorities tell us there were multiple shooters. WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood spoke with the chief of police today as this latest violent incident is leaving that community shaken again.
We're told that victim is in stable condition after police say more than 30 shots were fired at the Outlaw Motorcycle Club, with some of those shots possibly coming from the roof of the building.
We are doing everything that we can to make sure that we keep our community safe.
It's been all hands on deck in Newton after police say multiple shooters killed a man and left another fighting for his life at the Outlaw Motorcycle Club.
We're trying to figure out motive and who all was involved.
You could still see bullet holes in the fencing outside the club in Newton Monday.
It's over 30 shell casings that we have so far.
The State Bureau of Investigations, ATF, and even the Catawba County Sheriff's Office are helping in the investigation. The large response partially due to the possibility of gang activity, according to the Sheriff's Office, with the Department of Justice describing the Outlaws as a highly structured criminal organization with locations around the world. The chief says they're considering all possibilities.
We're investigating to try to get our facts before we make any kind of suggestions or rumors that any other rival clubs are involved in it.
Right now, they're working to review surveillance video and interview potential witnesses. If you have any details you think can help, contact Newton Police. Reporting in Catawba County, Kaylin Hagwood, WCNC Charlotte.
So what do you guys think of this situation? I got some funny things. Oh, I wanted to show you guys a picture from the peaceful protests out in L.A. Yeah, they say this is a peaceful protest. And the military shouldn't go there. It's all peaceful. You know, this clearly looks like an accident, right? Peaceful protest. So allegedly, that's peaceful. This is peaceful. Either way, ICE is going to come and do their job, and I don't think the people have to worry about it. Now they have the assistance of the military. And they're going to be able to do their job. But I have some funny stuff I want to show you guys. So I came across this funny page. It's taxidermy. Some funny taxidermy. Look at this shit. Can you imagine if deers were carnivores and they ate meat? They would probably look like that. Pretty wild, right? Look at the drool and shit. That thing looks like Night of the Living Dead. Here's a funny video I want to show you guys from the same page. Check this out. Look at this. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Are you guys ready? Can you see it? Look at this taxidermied bird. It's got like magnets in it, right? And you could change it up. You could put different wings on it. Make it look like it's flying. Isn't that insane? Look, you can put arms on it like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You could put a skull head on it. This is funny as hell. I thought I'd show you guys. Look, the thing got 6 legs. 4 wings. Thing looks insane. That's some weird ass shit, don't you think? That looks funny as hell. They got all kinds of funny stuff on their Facebook page. It's called Bad Taxidermy. Look it up. It's on Facebook. It's quite funny. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this show. Make sure you check out United Gangs of America. And you could see your boy Bill Stacks featured on United Gangs of America, Season 2, Episode 1. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. We got some good shows coming up this week for you guys. Here's one of them. Scam alert. Real members don't apply online. And I've had people reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to be a member of the Hells Angels. And I'm going to share those messages with you guys tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, you already know what to do. Start your own fucking podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.